Hi, this is Michael Yardney, and welcome to this DVD program where we're going to spend some time talking about powerful finance strategies for the current financial era. How to get the banks to see you as a more attractive property investor so they're going to lend you more, so they're going to say yes more often. And to help me, I'm going to have with me Andrew Myrams, Director of Intuitive Finance, who's a successful property investor and one of Australia's leading finance strategists. How do I know how much the bank's going to be able to lend me?
Yeah, they look for what we call in the lending game the 4 C's, and that is capacity, character, creditworthiness and collateral.
Let's go through that in a bit more detail, please.
Sure. So if we talk about capacity, really what is your ability to repay that loan? You know, if I give you money today, are you going to be able to give it back to me?
Have I got the capacity to repay
it in the future? Yeah. And the things that they look at is, have you got a solid job? Have you got other income sources? You might have some shares or some dividends, or you might have other rental properties already that you're earning a rent. And then, importantly, offsetting that, do you have other debts? So other debts, there's obviously a commitment that they need to account for before they can work out your true capacity.
So the first one is capacity. What's the next C?
The next C is your character. Who are you? Okay, so have you repaid loans in the past? Do you have a track history with the bank? Do you have, when they do your credit, everyone does a credit check, so do you have marks on that? Do you have black marks? So have you not repaid, whether it be a utility or a phone bill, or it might be that you've just got a lot of credit hits on your file. There's all these little things that point to character, and is a bank missing something? Do you pay your bills on time? Are your facilities in order? So still a great leverage, even back before deregulation of the lending market, people only ever refinanced when they're in trouble at one lender. Now refinancing happens every day of the week, but still a great record of people's capacity and their character is looking at their loan statements. Are they in advance? Are they meeting their loan payments on time? So really the end question, and I ask this even before it goes to a bank, is would I lend you my money? If I'm pretty comfortable that I'm going to get my money back, then that's normally a very good source.
Capacity, character, third C?
Well, there's one other thing I've probably put in before character, and that is in March of 2014 there are new rules, and what a credit file and what banks have access to now, Michael, is going to change. Banks now can only see a credit inquiry. So if you go and get a credit card for $5,000, all they see is a credit inquiry for $5,000 on your credit file. As of March in 2014, banks will be able to see all your credit history. They'll be able to see that you've got a credit card of $5,000 and it's within its limit. It's being met, your payments are in order. And I think that's a great thing for the Australian lending market. Whether people are getting credit by deception, and we don't see much of that, but it does happen. Fraud is a very prevalent thing within the lending markets. Not so much with home loans, but it does happen. Home and investment loans, but people accessing credit that they necessarily can't repay. So there's going to be new measures that will take a great impact, and that should make it better for everyone else who's on the good credit side to get access to funds.
You talked about credit file. What's my credit file?
Your credit file is something that's held by the Credit Reference Association of Australia, and that really is a database of all your credit activities. So inquiries, payments. They don't necessarily record good history, although now the new rules will show that you've got a good history. In the past it showed inquiries and it showed a bad history. So if you didn't repay a utility bill or you didn't repay a loan, the mark will go on your credit file to say, look, he's had issues before, and then that is a flag to lenders and banks when you're looking to get access to funds.
So who's got access to my credit file?
Well, only you do, and only anyone that's got a written authority and signed it from you. So the only way I can get access to your credit file, or a bank can, is with your written authority. You can log on online and go to Vita Australia and get access to that. I think they charge
mycreditfile.com.au.
That's right, and you can get for about $30, I think it is, you can actually put in your details, pay the fee, and have a look at your actual credit file.
Well, that would be a smart thing to do before you start looking for finance, wouldn't you? Get your house in order?
Yeah, absolutely, especially if you've rented and you've had utility bills in your name. That seems to be the most common thing that we come up against young people with. You know, you and I and a couple of other people have rented a house together. I've put the gas in my name. I moved out before you did, and you didn't think of it when you left. And a file, and then because everyone's left the address and hasn't put a forwarding address. These utility bills are they're very easy to explain, and often they get paid as soon as people know about them, but sometimes you just don't know.
So we talked about character, we talked about your capacity. What are the other C's?
So the third C is your collateral. So what do you have? And a lending term is how much skin have you got in the game? How much are you putting in? So if you want to buy a property, what are you willing to put in? And as a rule, all our lenders, one in Australia, you contribute 20% plus your costs. So in just round numbers, if you're buying a $500,000 property, they want you to be able to fund $100,000 plus the stamp duties and costs to buy that. And the reason for that is markets move. We might not monitor our markets as often as maybe a share because that gets reported daily, but markets do move, and that's just their comfort. Now, lenders will go over that and they charge what they call a mortgage insurance, and that's an independent party that then charges for the risk to have a higher borrowing limit, and we often encourage a lot of our people to do that. And some very
lenders mortgage insurance.
Yeah, lenders mortgage, and a lot of successful investors are happy to pay mortgage insurance, because instead of putting that $100,000 in that example that I said, they might only put up $50,000, but that other 50 might enable them to buy one more property. And the end game is not about how much money you've got in there; it's about trying, I guess, to accumulate that property portfolio.
Well, let's just talk about that for a while. Lenders mortgage insurance, it comes at a cost. Is it worth paying that cost?
Oh, look, I think it's horses for courses. For a young person who has worked hard to save up their money and it's their first entry into the market, it's a necessary evil. It's just one thing that they have to pay to get in. But for investors, like I said, it might cost you for that, if for a $500,000 property to get your loan at 90% at $450,000, it might cost you $12,000 or $15,000, which you can amortise and pay off again. You get a tax deduction for it. It goes as a capital part of your loan. It can be added to your loan, so you don't have to fund that as well. And that might just enable you to buy 2 properties to get into the market as against buying one.
But let's make it clear, it actually doesn't insure you as the investor, it insures the bank.
It is. It's the only insurance in the world that you pay to protect someone else, Michael.
That's interesting, yes.
Yeah. So yes, it is, but without that, you can't get your funds over 80%.
So the third C was collateral, how much you're putting in, and what's
Correct.
the last one?
The last one is capital, and capital really comes back to what is your worth? How much are you worth? What's your value to the lender? Do you have other means of being able to repay the debt? So should you be going out today and you're in a PAYG job and unfortunately businesses go broke and things happen where you might get retrenched, do you have other means to be able to repay it? Do you have collateral or some capacity behind you that you can draw on to help fund that loan through maybe an interim period where you don't have an income, or an income that you've been used to? You might have to take a new role where you've been on 100,000 back to 80,000 or 70,000, and that'll have a big impact on your ability to meet the repayments that you were versus now what you can. So they'll always look at those sort of things. Do you have other assets? Do you have some shares? It might not be an income thing, but a share is obviously readily sellable and you can get access to within about 3 days. Obviously, if you've got cash in the bank, that's available. They'll look at your superannuation for our older clients or getting to the middle stages of their lives in their 40s and 50s. They'll start to look at their superannuation balances. Is there another avenue for our person to be able to repay the debt should they not have an income that they've been used to? And that's where really that capital and what is a person's worth behind the scenes.
We've talked about what the banks look for. Do they all look at it in the same way? Is there much difference between the banks?
It's stark, yeah. The differences are dramatic in terms of what one lender will look at and borrow and lend for versus we've got a lot of lenders that are a lot more investor friendly. And you can talk for that $100,000 income that might just not have any other overheads or kids or a wife. That they can range in between $150,000 to $250,000 of difference in your borrowing capacity on one residential investment property alone. That might be the difference between you getting a really good property and that so-so property. So yes. And probably the bigger thing is as more clients buy more investment properties, there's some lenders that look at it more favourably versus others.